No limits. What do you think about when you hear that? You think that everything and anything is possible, right? Well, for some people, this is not the case. They have obstacles blocking the smooth path of life, hurdles that they have to jump over, and mountains that they have to climb. Now, one perfect example of this is Michelle Pawlowski, or as I like to call her, Mom. Hi, I'm Reagan Pawlowski, and today I'll be telling you the inspirational story of Michelle Pawlowski. Let's start at the beginning. September 27, 1981. This is when Michelle was born. She's one of 5 kids and is the 4th born. Now in this photo, there's a number 2 on her cake in the bottom left corner. Now that baby does not look 2 years old. And you're right, she's not. That is actually for her brother, because they were born on the same day, but her brother was born 2 years before her. Now, let's fast forward 4 years. Cancer. This one word strikes fear into souls, killing thousands of people. Now, besides, Michelle didn't think much of it. Besides, was a 4-year-old going to know about cancer? But her mom and dad knew exactly what it was. Deadly. Now, let's fast forward more years, and then Michelle was cancer-free. But not fully, because for 13 years, once a year, she had to go to a checkup to make sure that she was healthy once a year. And this is nothing compared to hours spent in hospital rooms. Now, after this, she continued to live life to the fullest. Now, what did you expect? Her to live life less than anyone else? Now, after this, the same year that she graduated college, she met Luke Pawlowski. And they went on their first date in 2003. And later, in 2005, got married. And this is a picture of them on their honeymoon. Now, after this, I was born. Now, I was born April 30th, 2010. And my mom found out that she was pregnant with me in 2009. And then, after this, in February 2012, my mom found out that she was pregnant with my brother. And then, November 4th, 2012, my brother was born. Now this is a little family photo of us in our house. Dogs. Now, many of you might have dogs, and if you have them, you know that you love them, and they make your life so much better. Now, Michelle had 2 dogs. One of them was Midnight, and one of them was named Johnny. Midnight was a black lab, and she was with Michelle for so much time. And then later, she was sick, and we later had to put her down. And then we had another dog named Johnny. And he was a little wiener dog. And since 2 babies were recently just born, he was a little jealous. And so we had to give him to a trusted friend of Michelle's so he could be loved a little bit more. Now, Luke was in the military, and that meant he had to go on deployments, or he had to leave home for a long time, which meant leaving Michelle alone with 2 little kids. And also, this goes back to my other points. Now, if you're in the military, you have to move a lot. So let's just have a little timeline. So Michelle and Luke were married in Virginia, and then moved to California, where they had me. And then moved back to Virginia and had my brother. And then we moved to Tennessee. Now, in this photo, everyone seems so happy, and everything is like all nice, and it's just, everything's complete. But under that photo was chaos and disruption and unorganization. Now, this later led to Michelle and Luke's separation, later divorced. Now, after this, me, Michelle, my brother, and we had to move down to Florida. Now, we moved there to be closer to my grandparents and 2 of Michelle's siblings. Now, after this, during this, we had to move into our grandparents' house. So we could just have a little stabilization as we find a house. Now, we later found a townhouse where I finished my kindergarten years and my brother continued preschool. And then we moved back into our grandparents' house, or I call them Mimi and Papa, where they would later watch us all the time. And I love them so much. And in this photo, it's a picture of my aunt, me, my 2 cousins, and my brother. And this, we would have so much fun splashing in the pools and having so much fun over the weekends and over the breaks. Now, after this, we moved again. Now this time, we got a dog, and her name is Nebby, and it just made everyone's life so much complete. And even though she's only 3 years old now, which is like a late puppy, she still makes everyone's life better, even though she goes to the bathroom in the house. I don't know why, but she does. Now, after this, we moved again. Surprise, surprise. Now, all these moves were over a course of like 5 or 6 years, so it's not that bad, and they're all between 5 minutes of each other. So we can literally drive only like 2 minutes to our last house, or 2 minutes to our grandparents' house. And this last move is a picture of me and my dog decorating our Christmas tree. Now, after this, it might be the end for now, but now Michelle lives a happy life with me and my brother with the help of her mom and dad. And that brings me that MOM. It might stand for on social media. They might say, Mom, can I have a new phone? And the mom will say, well, sweetheart, what do you think? I'm made of money? And then the child will say, Mom, isn't that what MOM stands for? M.O.M, made of money. What? This makes no sense. First of all, money is not something held by everyone. Some person might be all the way on top of the pyramid of life, I guess, and another person will be all the way at the bottom. That doesn't mean that every mom has all the opportunities and all the money that all other moms have. What? This makes no sense. And second of all, money is an object, yet people aren't. Because, like I said, the stereotype, that's a bad stereotype to go by. Like maybe you might call your mom mother or mommy or mama or something like that. Those don't stand for made of money. But we should remember the acronym moving over mountains, because even if your mom hasn't overcome so many challenges like my mom has, like including cancer, divorce, and moving so many times, it does not mean that even though your mom might have not overcome so many challenges, she still had you. And that is hard in itself. Now, I obviously I don't have a child of my own, but I know that it's probably hard when you have a kid or even a dog. That's still considered a mom, because your mom loves you so much. And even though sometimes she can't afford everything, or maybe she can, I don't know, but sometimes that's not always the case. So you might always remember, oh, okay, so Mom, can I have a new phone? Well, maybe instead of getting a new phone every time that one has a scratch in it, you should say, oh, okay, Mom, I'll just get a screen protector. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Oh, instead of asking for a new scooter every time the handle twists, Everett, you can just fix it, which is what my brother does. Instead of buying a new $80 scooter every time, and most importantly, having the separation between wants and needs. Like you might need, well, you do. You need food. You don't need a new Rubik's Cube, and you want a new Rubik's Cube. That's not essentials of life. You need a house. You need a food. You need water, and sometimes you need a phone for communication. But like in our previous speeches, you can go to the phone booths. And although these might not be around anymore, there's still, like said previously, there has evolution. So they might be really expensive now, and you might want to get a new one every time it scratches, or every time your camera is fuzzy, which is a very lame excuse for getting a new phone. Like, just fix it. You can fix these things instead of just saying, I want a new one, I want a new one. Now, my mom and me and my brother and all my family members, we always have to remember that what I just said. And that Michelle, my mom, has overcome so many challenges and has no limits. And she's overcome cancer, divorce, and so many things. And your mom or your dad or anyone that you know might have gone over these things too, which proves that everyone has no limits. Thank you.